Hey guys, Magnus here, and thank you for getting me up over 1,000 subs. Now, I made a promise to my daughter Layla that when I hit over 1,000, she'd get to hit me in the face with a pie. So I gotta make good on that promise. So here we go. I'm a little nervous, but Layla, it's all on you. Ready? Go. Stop right there. Before I continue on with this celebration, I want to mention the basic subject of this video: slow motion. I've done a slow motion comparison test on these cameras before, and you could check out the link above if you'd like to see more, but this test is a bit different. This test increased the bit rate of the Samsung NX1 from 80 megabits per second to 160 megabits per second, thanks to the NX1 hack that I installed in my previous video. The other different thing about this test, I wanted to shoot in a real-world situation. I wanted to capture the pie in the face moment in slow motion. First, let's start with the 5D Mark IV angle. I wanted to shoot at 120 frames per second on the 5D Mark IV, which meant that I needed to shoot in 720p. There's no way around that reduced resolution. The other workaround is that sound and autofocus are disabled in this mode. This meant I had to walk back and forth and set place markers so that I would know where I could safely stand in order to stay in its focal plane. The reduced light, thanks to the increased shutter speed necessary for slow motion, also meant that I had to crank up ISO a bit and make sure the aperture absorbed as much light as possible. So shutter speed was set at 1/250th and ISO was about 400. The results are basically what you see. Footage looks a bit soft thanks to the reduced resolution, and there were times where I basically looked out of focus. Footage was definitely still usable though. Now let's move to the GH5. The GH5 had a bit more of a wide-angle view and was set at f1.8 to absorb more light. ISO was just fine at 400. The frame rate makes this shot interesting. The GH5 has an advantage at being able to get 180 frames per second, which makes it excellent for slow motion. However, setting up for this shot was a chore as well for the GH5, due to the lack of autofocus while recording in slow motion as well. And of course, like the Canon, it doesn't record sound in this increased frame rate. But I can say that the footage itself looks great. As long as you get your focus right and enough lighting, you'll get a great shot. The GH5 also recorded 1080p for that 180 frames per second, so that's an advantage over the Canon. Now on to the final angle, the Samsung NX1. The increased bit rate is definitely a plus for this faster frame rate, resulting in clearer footage even at 120 frames per second speed. I set ISO at 640 with shutter speed at 1/250th. The results were pretty impressive at this angle as well, but when it comes to the NX1, there was an added benefit. While recording at 120 frames per second, the camera recorded sound and the autofocus stayed functioning in order to ensure I was tack sharp for the entire shoot. Too scared and nervous to do it herself, so here we go. 3, enough delays. Magnus, thanks for the 1,000 subs. 3, 2, 1. I didn't worry when filming with the NX1. I used the footage recorded from the camera in order to film the intro on the shoot at regular speed. What a powerhouse for a camera that is over 3 years old. All in all, I'd say that all the cameras performed well and each can get you beautiful footage as long as you know how to take full advantage of what you have. I'm scared and nervous to do it herself, so here we go. 3, enough delays. Magnus, thanks for the 1,000 subs. 3, 2, 1. You can make my day if you subscribe today. This is Magnus, and I'm out. See you guys later. It's kind of good.
Ew.